Hello Logic language learners. This is a video which is probably going to be one of the shortest videos we've done in ages, but I really think it's important because I keep seeing the same mistake. It's a spelling video and it is how we spell est-ce que, is it that, and qu'est-ce que, what is it that. So to remind you, if you're not familiar with when we use est-ce que and qu'est-ce que, can you please go and look through the videos and go to videos, type in the search questions, and it will give you all the videos on how we ask how we ask questions. But est-ce que is basically, is it that? So for a yes/no question, is he happy? Est-ce qu'il est content? Is it that he is happy? And qu'est-ce que is what when you precede a verb. So what is Luc doing? Qu'est-ce que Luc fait? So there are two ways of teaching this. The first way is to basically say this is how we spell it and remember this. And there's tricks to remembering how to spell it. And the second way is to say, well, you could actually learn quite a lot from the spelling of it, which is what we're going to do. So let's have a go. So the first thing is est-ce que. Well, let's work through the system first of how you think we get there. So as you know in French, you can invert. You can invert a verb. You can go verb, then the subject pronoun first. Now, we don't do this all the time, but we do it. So, for example, if I said, let's say, il, can we see that? And we'll put français. I'm not going to write it out in full for time. Il est français. Is he French would be est-il français? E-S-T hyphen I-L. I just see if I can write that in a different colour, and if you guys can see that a bit more. Est-il français? So we have E-S-T hyphen I-L. Because whenever you invert, whenever you put the thing before the verb, you have a hyphen. Has he eaten? He has is il a, and has he, we even have that cheeky extra little t, so a-t-il. But you will notice in between all of those there is a hyphen. Do you want? Voulez-vous? Hyphen. Yeah, we could say vous voulez or est-ce que vous voulez, but we have that hyphen. So when we invert, we will have a hyphen. Now, where did I put my trusty board wipe? 1 second. There we go. So, next thing. If you think of the expression in French, it's, now some of you will possibly already have realised we can say it is or it's in French. We can use c'est, C apostrophe E-S-T. Oh, now it's dry, now it's too wet. C apostrophe, let's come over here. C apostrophe E-S-T. Okay, C apostrophe E-S-T. That is it's. Okay, but that is actually made up of ce and a. But we would never say ce a. We'd say c'est, which is completely normal because you would do that with any time you have two vowels together. In this kind of situation. So I arrive, j'arrive, not je arrive. So c'est is made up of ce and a. So if you wanted to say, and you use ce in other places, don't you? Because, parce que, by this, that. So this ce, it quantity is kind of, it's something you will see. So all of that to say, if you wanted some, if ce a is a kind of it is, okay, if we were reversing ce and a, which would give me a and ce, est-ce, then we'd have to have what in the middle? A hyphen, the line across. So that would give me, let's come over here, E-S-T hyphen C-E. Yeah, E-S-T hyphen C-E. Let's try and write it somewhere else even more clearly. E-S-T hyphen C-E. Brilliant. So is it that? Est-ce que? New word, space, no hyphen, que. Okay? Est-ce que. Okay? And because orally we tend to say est-ce que rather than est-ce, pause. que, people always forget the fact that we need a space there. So that's is it that. So, est-ce que tu viens? Is it that? New sentence, tu viens. New word, tu viens. Next thing. What's the difference between est-ce que and qu'est-ce que? There is the sound que. So we're going to have another que at the beginning. Okay, we're going to have another que at the beginning. Now, this might seem odd to you, but if you watch the question videos, we have talked about how there's pretty much three main ways of using what in a question. Quoi at the end, so you do what? Tu fais quoi? Yeah, so let's write them out. So tu fais quoi is our, you know, not cheeky French, but less formal French. Tu fais quoi? Tu fais quoi? Tu manges quoi? What are you eating? You eat what? Okay. Yes, we've got qu'est-ce que tu fais, qu'est-ce que tu manges, the spelling of which we'll come on to in a second. But we've also got that other version where you can start a what question with que and then have an inversion. So for example, what are you doing? Que fais-tu? And because tu fais, you do is now reversed, notice what have we got in the middle of fais-tu? We've got F-A-I-S hyphen tu. Que fais-tu? Okay, que fais-tu? Anytime you would use this method, que plus the inversion, always. Que plus an inversion with a question. Okay, I know that que means that in other situations, or than, he's happier than I am, il est plus content que moi. I know this, the word is everywhere. Okay, but que in this case means what? Just think of it like que in Spanish, yeah? ¿Qué haces? What are you doing, okay? Or just que, what, okay? Lovely. So if I've got que plus an inversion, and I have to remember that, if I've got what is it that you are doing, I've got my que plus my is it, which is going to be hyphenated. So what's going to happen if I've got QUE, new word est? I'm going to end up with QU apostrophe est hyphen CE, new word QE. So basically you have to remember this. There's three things you need when you spell qu'est-ce que. You need an apostrophe, you need a hyphen, and you need a space. An apostrophe, a hyphen and a space. An apostrophe between the QU and the EST, a hyphen between the EST and the CE, and a space between there, qu'est-ce que. Whatever you do afterwards, qu'est-ce qu'il, qu'est-ce qu'elle, QU apostrophe, that might happen. Remember your que could then link to another word. Qu'est-ce qu'il, qu'est-ce qu'elle, whatever. What do we do? Qu'est-ce qu'on fait? But can I remind you, sometimes on will be L apostrophe O-N, qu'est-ce que l'on, but that's a little bit more formal. So that's fine, but the basic part of the word is qu'est-ce que. So if you need to write that, okay, it will be qu'est-ce que. Can I remind you though, you only use this in the written form if you are asking someone a question. If you are reporting on them asking you a question, so if you said, Luke asked me what I like, you're not going to say, Luke asked me qu'est-ce que, because that's direct speech, that's actually asking the question. You'd say, Luke asked me ce que, which is just going to be the last half, ce que j'aime. That's what you use for what when what isn't a question. I like what Luke says. J'aime ce que Luc dit. If I ask a question to, let's say, Craig. Okay, Craig, what are you doing? Qu'est-ce que tu fais? Okay. Craig then says, oh, Luke's asking me what I'm doing. That would be Luc me demande ce que je fais. Because it's not actually asking the question, it's telling me about asking the question. Okay? So another way of remembering this is if you're using what and it's not a question, it will more than likely be ce que. It will occasionally be ce qui, yeah, ce qui, if you're using what and it's not a question, and you're not then having somebody else. And we've talked about that before if you watch the verb on ce que or ce qui. But basically that is to say, so if you're writing an essay and you say, Many people ask me what I want to do with my life. Okay, then that is going to be. Il y a beaucoup de personnes qui me posent la question ou qui me demandent what je veux faire avec ma vie. Because, or ce que je veux devenir, what do I want to become? Because that is, they're not literally asking the question, you are reporting on them asking the question. What do you want to do with your life is a question. Qu'est-ce que tu veux faire avec ta vie? So basically this is slightly going off on one about when not to use qu'est-ce que, but I think that's quite useful all the same. So it's probably now no longer the shortest video because of that little add-on, but never mind. So the point is, how do we spell qu'est-ce que? Apostrophe, hyphen, space, qu'est-ce que. Okay? I hope this has been useful. If it has, please click like. And can I remind you that we only think about how we spell things when we spell them. When we speak, when we listen, we do not visualize, do we? No, because that slows us down. Please click like, please subscribe. If you need to contact me regarding homework or private tuition, it is Logic Language Learning, same as the YouTube channel, at gmail.com. Have a good day.